we have the sartorius muscle arising from the ACEs, running downwards and laterally. It is the longest muscle of the human body and gets inserted down at the medial side of tibia, or you can say the anterior aspect of the medial condyle of tibia, in front of gracilis and semitendinosus. Arising from the body of the pubis, we have a large muscle of the medial compartment actually, that is the adductor longus, getting inserted into the medial lip of linea aspera between vastus medialis and adductor brevis. Sometimes a sesamoid bone is also formed at its origin, termed as rider's bone. Apart from this, the base of the femoral triangle is formed by the inguinal ligament, which arises from the ACEs, that is anterior superior iliac spine. It gets inserted onto the pubic tubercle. So as we can see the triangular formation, the lateral border of the femoral triangle is formed by the medial border of sartorius. The medial border of the femoral triangle is formed by the medial border of adductor longus. Apex is the junctional point and the base is formed by the inguinal ligament. Floor of the femoral triangle is formed by the remnant of the adductor longus. Just besides it, from the pectineal line that was drawn previously, arises the muscle pectineus. From the abdomen, we have the iliacus muscle. And through the iliac fossa comes down the fibers of iliacus. Iliopsoas are considered together. Before we move to the contents, there is a difference between mid-inguinal point and the midpoint of inguinal ligament. Drawing an imaginary line from the ACEs till the pubic symphysis, we have the inguinal line, and the midpoint of that is the mid-inguinal point. However, the midpoint over the inguinal ligament is termed as the midpoint of inguinal ligament. It is slightly lateral to the mid-inguinal point. Arising just below the midpoint of inguinal ligament would be the femoral nerve and its branches. Arising below the mid-inguinal point, we have the femoral artery. Medial to the femoral artery, we have the femoral vein, and still medial we will find the femoral canal, which is actually a formation from the femoral sheet. The femoral sheet is a funnel-shaped sleeve of the upper 3 to 4 cm of the femoral vessels. It is formed of two fascia, anteriorly by the continuation of fascia transversalis of the abdomen and posteriorly by the fascia iliaca continuing downwards. It is having three compartments. Viewing superiorly, we can find its three compartments. The lateralmost compartment bears the femoral artery alongside the genitofemoral nerve in the middle, we'll find the femoral vein. And the most medial compartment comprises of the femoral canal. As we can see, the side of the femoral canal is asymmetric side of the femoral sheet. Its breadth at the base is 1.5 cm and runs downward 1.5 cm laterally. The femoral sheet eventually merges with the endothelia of the veins and artery. The upper circular base of the femoral canal is termed as the femoral ring. It is bounded anteriorly by the inguinal ligament, posteriorly by the pectineus muscle and fascia, laterally by the septum separating the femoral canal and the femoral vein, and medially by the lacunar ligament. Femoral canal comprises much of the dead space alongside loose areolar connective tissue, adipose tissue, and certain lymphatics. These lymphatic groups are termed the lymph nodes of Cloquet and Rosenmüller's. Femoral hernia, that is dislocation of the abdominal viscera through the femoral canal, is very common. If certain hernia does occur, it usually can be reversed. The course of the femoral hernia is typical. Hernia comprises of a neck and a sac. First, the hernia would enter the femoral canal, runs laterally and upwards towards the superficial fascia, and through the saphenous opening, it escapes and runs alongside the superficial epigastric and circumflex iliac artery. Certain cases of femoral hernia, termed strangulated hernia, can also be seen. In these conditions, strangulations mean development of vasculatures. In such conditions, one cannot directly reverse the hernia, as doing so might result in rupture of these secondary vessels, causing internal bleeding. To do so, one must excise the lacunar ligament in the medial side of the femoral ring to build up space to reverse the hernia altogether. Doing so, certain times there is the presence of the abnormal obturator artery, and this needs to be taken care by the surgeon. Finally, in normal femoral triangle, the roof is formed by the deep fascia, and in the deep fascia, particularly modified structure, the cribriform fascia, is pierced by this saphenous vein. Lying over it, we have the superficial fascia, and finally covered by the skin.